I'm Sue Dyson, and I'm going to discuss the detection of hindlimb lameness, its grading and characterization. We all find detection and grading of hindlimb lameness challenging. The key to success is looking and seeing, looking again, listening, and practice. You may choose to look at different things: the relative movement of the tubera cocci, the movement of the tubera sacrale, or the overall movement of the pelvis, the hindquarter musculature. What we're doing is we're looking at the horse and learning to read the horse, realizing that many horses will adapt to lameness in a variety of different ways. And particularly with hindlimb lameness, they will take shorter steps, they will reduce the range of motion of the thoracolumbo-sacral region, and therefore the tail as well, in an attempt to conceal their lameness. Identification of lameness, I believe, is an art and a skill that with practice and guidance can be enhanced. But I want you to understand that it is much more than assessing a head nod and a hip hike. And we need to assess the horse under a variety of circumstances: in hand, on the lunge, and frequently with hindlimb lameness, also ridden. The reasons for grading and characterization of lameness and the different grading scales available are discussed in a separate talk, Grading and Characterization of Forelimb Lameness. Suffice it to say that I use a 0 to 8 ordinal scale. This horse shows an obvious forelimb lameness, with the head going down as the left forelimb hits the ground. However, there is also an obvious right hindlimb lameness. The right hindlimb lameness is characterized by a shortened cranial phase of the step, an irregular rhythm, landing audibly more heavily on the left hind limb, and a lowered height of arc of foot flight with an episodic right hind limb toe drag. There is marked asymmetry of pelvic movement, with more downward excursion on the right side, the lame right hind limb. The horse appears somewhat like a rocking horse. The horse is moving on 3 tracks, drifting to the left, so that the left hind limb does not follow the track of the left forelimb. This is a baseline grade 6 out of 8 right hind limb lameness. There is a head nod mimicking a grade 4 out of 8 right forelimb lameness. Differentiation of concurrent forelimb and hindlimb lameness, and an apparent forelimb lameness induced by hindlimb lameness was discussed in Grading and Characterization of Forelimb Lameness. Suffice it to say that it may be necessary to block the lame hind limb in order to determine whether or not the forelimb lameness is a direct consequence of the hindlimb lameness, or whether or not they are separate conditions. So the AAEP system is a grading system which is from 0 to 5, and each grade has a specific definition. So this horse had, under the AAEP scale, a grade 2 out of 5 right hind limb lameness. Lameness seen under specialized circumstances, in this case ridden, but not obvious in hand or on the lunge. In this horse, perineural anesthesia of the plantar and plantar metatarsal nerves, the low 4-point block, resulted in 50% improvement. But the horse was still consistently lame on the right hind limb, on the right rein, and therefore, by the AAEP definition, remains grade 2 lame.